Okay, we are back and it should work now, hopefully. Yeah, I don't remember too much about what we did last time, but I'll find out. And yeah, by the way, the next games we're gonna play on stream are definitely a little bit of shader compilation stuttering here because I updated the graphics card driver recently. I hope it's shader compilation stuttering anyway. Yeah, so the games we're gonna play basically are a little bit of Helldiver 2 because I like the first one and the second one seems to be good according to probably millions of players and good reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something we're gonna try out. And very likely also Dragon's Dogma 2, although I must say I did not like the first one all that much, but I also didn't give it probably the try it deserved, so yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna chill here a little bit and just relax in Persona. And hey Apricorn, how are you? It's been a while. What a coincidence that you actually asked today if I was going to stream again, because I planned to stream right after I got the display. And the coincidence is basically that I got the display right away. I wanted to stream anyway, no matter if I had the display or not, but I wanted to stream 100% after I got it, if I would get it in the next few days. And it actually arrived today, so I'm kind of happy about that. I don't remember how to play the game, obviously. Okay, we can go into Tartarus, but I think we're done there for the moment. I'm 99% sure we only have to go there once something major happens in-game, maybe? I'm not sure. Otherwise, we can do different activities. I also don't remember. This is the next work function. We're going to ignore whatever pops up there because you can see what people did there on the day-to-day. We can open the map. We can go outside. Why don't we do that? You felt it in the force, but how are you? Are you? Is everything okay on your end? You're probably back in Switzerland, right? Yeah, so now we actually, well, for you, it always was rendered in 4K and downscaled to 1044p, 1080p, respectively, if you're on Twitch. This is the first time for me it actually is 4K on a 4K display. It's hard to compare, right? It's not a fair comparison because since it's an OLED, it's going to be way better anyway, no matter if the resolution is higher or not. Yeah, but it looks really clean. I mean, didn't look bad before because the display also was really good, but this definitely looks better. And you're back in Switzerland, nose healing up well. Yeah, right. You got your nose punched in. I'm glad to hear it's healing well. So you don't have the flat nose now. You still have a unbroken nose, or does it look a little bit different? I fucking can't remember what we could do. I think exams are coming up pretty soon, and we need to level our knowledge a bit more. But not 100% sure about that. I'm still kind of debating the height I want to have my display on, because this one can go a little bit higher than the other one. What I did here, basically, I took the center of the screen as my neutral position. But even though it's my neutral position, I'm not sure if I should put more under or over the neutral position, right? Because usually you say you should put your display at head height. But the thing is, since this chair I'm in is pretty leaned back, I have a higher neutral position, so I think actually we should put it a little bit higher. So I think this should be fine, but I'm also a little bit autistic when it comes to these things. So, you know, yeah. I looked at the same before. That's nice to hear. I mean, assuming you didn't want to have a flat nose. Also, yeah, the motion clarity, by the way, I also did the, of course I did, right, the Blur Busters UFO test. And yeah, it definitely looks very, very clean within 2040 hertz, 2040 FPS. And this is 120. Obviously, the motion clarity is not as great, but it's way better than it was before on the IPS. So, what are we gonna do, man? We could go and get our knowledge pumped up by playing a video game. We also got a TV, I think, where we can play games on, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, but we're gonna get back into it. No, I don't want to raise any persona stats. I want to raise my stats, right? Yeah, a lot of waiting customers here. Oh, it's karaoke. Yeah, we need courage to get in here. Yeah, what is this? I can't remember. Ah, yeah, right. Okay, here we can get the charm. Now we really, really need to study. Be blue. Be. Yeah, I can't remember a lot of things here, but that's fine. We could go to the Velvet Room, but I don't care too much about that. Since we don't have to pay for travel fees in this one, we can just go around and test things out without any problems. Okay, here we could eat. Right, there was an old couple here in a store. Okay, we could go and eat the wild duck burger. I mean, courage is never bad as an early set, but I really, really think we should get our knowledge up to speed. Because I think, as far as I know, where can I see the social stats? Can't remember. I mean, seriously? I should have my stats here, right? Usually you can go and check the... Yeah, right, like this. Oh, we already have average academics 2. I don't think we're gonna make academics 3 before the next exams, to be honest. So maybe going courage isn't too bad. Well, it might be not the best option, but it is an option. We can also go back to the dorm and... I can't remember that song actually. My room, and here I think we can actually study. I mean, let's just study as much as we can before the exams. Maybe we're gonna make the third tier or something. And there's been so much new stuff since we last streamed. It's really hard to not talk the entire time about things. Just recently, the very recent the Apex Legends cheating, well, not controversy. It's more like a fail, like a big fail for EA. Yeah, it's really insane, man. Having your players getting hacked during a tournament in real time is like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And we still don't know how it could happen, right? Because obviously somebody has access to the PC. They have access to the PCs from pros, and that begs the question: can they have access to any PC, or is it just what did they do basically to gain access? And considering they have access to very, very big names, PCs. Yeah, it's really interesting. There must be a weak spot that hasn't been disclosed yet. And I would actually really advise anyone not to play Apex for the moment. Because for sure there is an issue and we don't know what it is yet. And it could also be easy anti-cheat, but for sure Apex is dangerous at the moment. I would actually not touch it if I had anything important on my PC. If I had nothing important on my PC, who gives a shit, right? If it's just games and no payment information and personal stuff, okay. But if you have something personal there, a device was disconnected. Really? That quickly? Yeah, and also I set everything up for OLED basically. I got, you know, the dark mode and the hiding taskbar thing. And actually, it's not that bad because I had a really bad habit of not having a very, you know, my background was always like a hentai wallpaper with desktop icons all over it. And now it's a lot cleaner. And also I think it's actually faster just to ignore the desktop background, just use, you know, the Windows key and type in whatever you're looking for. It's usually faster anyway. And also dark mode in general is pretty nice. I liked it anyway. So I set up everything beforehand and tested it a few days if I really don't mind, and I actually don't give a shit. So that's perfectly fine. You mean the Apex Legends hacking thing? Yeah, it's actually legit, unfortunately. It's not fake. And yeah, it's pretty bad for a pretty bad look for EA and Respawn Entertainment that it came this far, because cheating has always been a big issue there. Right, I just wanted to make a little note. Okay, yeah, this game is pretty straightforward between 1440p and 4K. It's just roughly 1.5. It's a bit more, but it's roughly 1.5. So everything I had to scale now is basically scaled by 1.5, like my mouse sensitivity or the Windows scaler or whatever. So it remains roughly the same feel. Yeah, but the Apex Legends stuff is pretty bad. If you're free, let's go somewhere. Let me know if you can make it before afternoon. Wait, did we already unlock her? No, we can't talk to her because we don't have the courage, right? Go closer thanks to the chart persona Ara Mitama. This might be a good opportunity. Oh, fucking he's a guy, right? So I don't really care, but then again, do we want to hang out? I mean, it's probably not that bad to get them up before I have a lot of female dating opportunities, because I'm never going to touch the guys again. So getting them up to speed now is probably not the dumbest thing. Yeah, let's just do that. The game also kind of recommends it. It's really funny because the displays I have now here are quite similar. The TV has the same panel as my monitor now, right? So it's the same Samsung 3rd gen Quantum Dot OLED panel. And it's really funny to see how they're the same, but also kind of they're a little bit different, right? For example, the anti-glare on this one is a bit more pink compared to the TV. Maybe it's also due to the size, right? And this one's 240 hertz and the other one's only 120. But then again, it's so different because the one is a TV and the other one isn't. But still, they really have the same really cool image, which I was really hoping for, right? I was really worried that the PC screen was going to be a little bit disappointing compared to the TV, but no, it's really, both are really good. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna read what they say because they're gonna talk so much. I wonder, what does he want to hear? I think he wants to hear that he's on a diet, because feeling sick sounds stupid, you prefer bread is also dumb. Or does he want to have bread? No, I think he wants me to ask about his diet, right? Yeah. Well, then he should probably just, if he just wants muscle mass and doesn't care about any efficiency, he should just use a little bit of testosterone or something. The food kind of looks delicious. Wait, I find it funny when someone, you know, in Japan asks what kind of food do you want to eat, and the answer is Japanese food, and you're like, duh. It's like 90. Sorry. It's like 90% of what you have. So. Oh yeah, and also in Japan there was a Persona 3 collab, and I also posted, I think, an image of what Janine bought, the set with a little bit of additional items, stuff like that. And it was a collab with Wendy's, and I'm still so disappointed in Wendy's, because when I was in the US, when I was a kid, Wendy's had these amazing, super hard milkshakes. They were like rock solid, but they tasted so good and took like forever to actually drink. Or eat. You could also say eat, but you know, you had a straw. You could never, you know, plastic straws really and metal straws, right, have a place. If it was cardboard, like here, a lot of straws are, you couldn't even drink the milkshakes. And yeah, so it was Wendy's, and unfortunately, I mean, the collab was cute. You know, the additional merch or whatever you got was pretty cute. But unfortunately, the menu items, the food were, at least the ones we got, weren't that great. We got some fries with, I think lemon taste. And the lemon taste was like super obnoxious. And yeah, it wasn't that great, unfortunately, the food. But the collab itself was fine, right? It was, and also it was cool to see, you know, a little bit, you know, of the stuff from the game in the real world when you're actually currently playing it. It also got super spoiled in One Piece. I have a bunch of new figurines on my left. I might actually show them to you once I get the cam back going. And also a lot of figurines from the hometown from I'm bad with names. The guy who made One Piece. I suck with names. You know. I mean, the guy who makes One Piece, whose name I usually know. Yeah, so we have a few of those here, which are, by the way, really high quality. I was really surprised because I expected them to feel a bit more cheaper and look a little bit cheaper, but they look really, really golden and detailed. So really, really glad I bought a bunch of them. I wish I also gotten Zoro, but maybe another time. Yeah, I also got the spoiler version of a certain One Piece character there, which was everywhere basically, so it was unavoidable to get spoiled, but yeah, fucking sucks actually to get. No, I don't mind actually. You know why? Because I think One Piece for me, since ever my girlfriend spoiled me a very important event, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, One Piece, whatever. If I'm spoiled, I'm getting a spoiler. I'm getting a spoiler. So if it's unavoidable, whatever. You want to know what it is? Okay, I'm gonna spoil One Piece. It's super up to date, so spoiler for One Piece, like the next 20 seconds, so starting now. Okay, it's basically, I didn't watch it yet, I only know it exists. It's basically Luffy's white, you know, Gear 5 form. Which I didn't know about, and I also didn't see yet. I'm currently watching it, so I'm like maybe, I'd guess like 20-30 episodes away from it. But yeah, basically that was everywhere, right? And I have a figurine here of the form also, which I quote-unquote won in a lottery. So big quote-unquote, because you can actually buy out the lottery to get the item you want. So yeah, it's been out for months, but like I said, One Piece, I usually watch like a binge watch One Piece once or twice a year, like a lot of episodes, and then I catch up, and then I drop it for like half a year again, and then I watch again. That's basically how I watch One Piece. And since I didn't catch up recently, I'm like maybe I'd say like, I don't even know, maybe 50 to 100 episodes behind. I don't know how many there are exactly, but yeah, I'm a bit behind. So yeah, there was no way I was gonna avoid him. Yeah, but I'm not gonna talk about it anymore because some people might actually not know, and I treat spoilers like, you know, because I don't like being spoiled, and I just imagine somebody got born in the year 2015. He's 9 now, and you know, he's starting to watch One Piece, and everybody's like, oh, that happened and that sucks, right? So I'm usually trying to, even if the spoilers quote unquote older, I'm trying to refrain from spoiling too much, unless of course it's related to the game we're currently playing, right? Yeah, and also, you know, since I'm gonna give I'm not gonna give a fuck about burn-in, right? I have all the burn-in protection enabled on the screen, but I'm not gonna care about it. I'm gonna use the PC like I would if it wasn't an OLED. So here you're gonna have a live experiment of if OLED's already is resilient enough to burn in for it not to matter. But yeah, right. So in 3 years or so, we're gonna have a talk about how good burn-in is on OLEDs. But you know, even if it had burn-in, just imagining an IPS panel compared to an OLED, the burn-in must be really, really bad. So I would ever go back to IPS, right? Even with burn-in, I think it would still be prettier than IPS, which just basically look, maybe even TN panel, right? They just look like ass compared to the OLED. So I'm willing to take a lot of, you know, compromises to get this image, and if there is nothing else than a little bit of burn-in, I'm completely fine with it. Yeah, I have a 3-year warranty on burn-in specifically on this model, since it's their absolute high-end model and also the highest end model of this version of the panel. But everything MSI, Alienware, etc., they all gave 3-year warranties on burn-in, so they are very confident it's not going to be that bad. Or they actually think increasing the amount of units sold is more important than the few people that are gonna, you know, maybe even 50% or so. They're probably expecting like maybe 10 to 20% maybe to return it or something. So their margins might already be, you know, calculated in such a way. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't make a big loss if I reorder this screen, right? Since it was very expensive in Europe. It's also not available at all. So if you want to buy it, it's really difficult to get. And I got lucky, but I also paid a little bit more than the price is expected. So it was like 200 euros plus, which is not you know, nothing, because you can buy entire screens for that. But since I didn't want to wait another, I don't know, 1 month, 2 months, you never know, right? It's so annoying to get stuff these days when basically every review is like the best screen ever made, and everybody's like, oh yeah, I want this one. And even the other versions, right, the MSI and Alienware versions, which also have the same panel, weren't available. Yeah, so that's interesting that actually the device is not disconnected. It's just the game that thinks it's disconnected. Interesting. The controller, basically. Also, the screen has a feature, which is it has a lot of cool features, right? It has features like a proximity sensor, which turns off the image if you go away. The thing is, I think this one doesn't work for me because it does actually check for any object in front of the screen, and the microphone is always in front of the screen. So I think as long as the microphone is there, it will never turn off the display. So unfortunately, that feature is not going to work for me. But if you don't have a microphone in front of it, like me, I mean, mine's pretty high, right? It should usually work, I hope. Yeah, but this is a good feature, right? You can also do one yourself, obviously, with you know, a little bit of Raspberry Pi stuff and other easy hardware, you know, stuff. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of people who use TVs, OLED TVs, as displays, because, you know, there weren't any OLEDs as monitors. So there are a lot of hacks out there which are very cheap to implement too, but just take a little bit of time. Does it have AI cheat features? No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. These are gonna start coming out towards the end of the year. And since I don't plan on using them, I don't really care about them too much. But obviously I will care about them if everybody... I mean, you know, I'm basically assuming everybody's cheating anyway, right? Since I play at a high rank, I played the finals a little bit recently. Season 2 came out. And new matchmaking system pairs you with better players when you're better. And since I'm at the top, I'm getting matched against the top. And what does the top have? First of all, good players. Second of all, good controller players, which are basically cheating by using aim assist. But, you know, that's it. It's just how life is. Basically, there are already legal cheating people. Basically, people play FPS on controller. And since, you know, it's very hard to balance, you could call it legal cheating in my opinion. And also, I'm playing against a lot of cheaters anyway. Like really obvious, really obvious cheaters. So, you know, if there are a few more closet cheaters on monitors and stuff like that, who gives a shit, right? I actually don't care. I play against so many cheaters anyway, and if you want to cheat, and you know, in some countries it's even, you know, cool to do so. In China, whatever, everybody's fine with you cheating. And yeah, so basically I don't mind, right? I'm okay with it. But I think it's really bad for people who want to get into pro play and stuff like that, because it's going to be really difficult to actually compete on a fair level, right? I don't care because I don't intend to compete too much, and I expect a lot of cheaters anyway. And you do find a lot of cheaters, so it's not going to change a lot, right? Maybe I'd assume maybe it will add maybe like a soft amount of cheats to everybody. Who cares? But it's so minor, right? There's so many fucking stupid cheats out there anyway. No, not at all. But can we actually go out with him? No. Yeah, but I don't think we should actually go to Tyrus, but I think we can actually go to her and just look what she's doing. Dragon's Dogma 2 is gonna be run 30 FPS on PS5, Xbox. I have no idea how the game is visually. I think people said it's kind of pretty, but the reality is, I have no idea. I'm for one, I'm glad it's actually out on PC. So many games have been PlayStation exclusive, right? I mean, Horizon is also coming out. Oh my god, so many good games. Yeah, Horizon is coming out, right? For, the second part. And I played the first one, I liked it, so I'm definitely going to play the second one on PC, since I knew it was going to come out on PC. I didn't bother because I don't have a PS5 anyway. So I'm glad Dragon's Dogma is coming to PC anyway, but it should definitely have a performance mode with 60 FPS on consoles. I mean, I don't know, I just can't imagine playing anything on 30 FPS anymore without it annoying the shit out of me or make me way worse at the game. And I would put my hand in my, you know, I would definitely say that every person on Earth is worse on 30 FPS than 60. Same also for 120 and 240, but 30 and 60 is like night and day. It's like so bad. And wait, I don't remember. Wait. I think we could actually. Sorry for going in circles here. Can we do something here? No. But where is the room she's in? Here. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 is gonna be one of those games, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait for reviews, because should it review badly, I'm not gonna bother, right? Because the first one, like I said, didn't completely hook me, and I also maybe didn't give it the chance to show, blah blah blah. Maybe I would like it today, but it's not like it's a series where I'm gonna go in blind and, oh my god, I have to play it, right? I just wonder if it's actually... Is it actually going to require you knowing part 1? Because I have no fucking idea anymore what happened there. You awoke, got some random shit party. I think you got defeated by the dragon. And then you took revenge on the dragon or something like that, but I can't remember. And if that's important, I really hope Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't really require you to play part 1, because what I'm gonna do is just watch a story recap. I'm not gonna bother playing part 1. I know a lot of, you know, people on YouTube are like, oh my god, a new game's coming out, I'm gonna replay all the old ones, and which is fine, right? But I don't have the time for that, right? There are too many other games I didn't play at all. For example, this one, which I should maybe finish before replaying a game I didn't bother finishing years ago. So, oh, you never heard of it until a week ago? Well, I'm well aware of its existence since quite some time. I saw the release trailer and also the first one I played when it came out, so it's so far ago. And hey, watch my jokes. Anything fine on your end? It's our first stream in forever, so you didn't miss anything too significant. She doesn't have a lot of ass. Okay, I don't think we actually need to do anything here. I think. It seems very advanced. Right, the game doesn't play... Wait, actually, doesn't the game... I mean, these are CRT displays. When does the game actually play? Weißt du, wann das Spiel rauskam? Das hier? Wait, did they? Okay, 2005. Okay, so I don't know if that should be called. I don't know what the in-game, time is basically, but they do have smart phones, so they're definitely Blizzard developers. Yeah, so if it plays 2005, I would say this is not technologically advanced. And you're doing fine. That's cool. I'm also doing fine. And yeah, I didn't mean this game. I meant the original, because that's probably the time it plays in. So if it's like 2005 or something, it wouldn't be that technologically advanced. We're gonna, you know what? We're just gonna fucking study. I just decided we're just gonna go and study. Curry's room? Where the fuck is my room? Can we TP to our room? Yeah. Yeah, let's study every day until the exams are. Wow, amazing. I don't think we're gonna reach 3, but I'm just gonna try, right? Having good academics doesn't hurt. Right, I saw you playing Gary's mod, Watch My Jokes. Do you play that often? Because it's one of the games I know has a lot of people sometimes playing it, especially a few years ago. And I actually never played it, so I don't know if it would be fun for me, but I always was aware of the existence, right? It's a bit like Minecraft and Roblox, maybe. It exists and you can do fun, creative stuff in it, and I never played it. Oh my god, why does everybody want to hang out? Again, him? But I don't want to. No. I mean, we can meet him again. I don't think we can... I actually don't know. Do I want to go with him? And is it Halloween, or does he actually have this weird smiley? Let's decide later here. And we should also save the game. Especially since cloud saves aren't working. I'm a bit worried. Children's Day. The last day of the Golden Week. Alright, we can actually hang out. We can hang out here. Which is probably less male than the other one, so... should we go and... Yeah, we could play with her, right? Yeah, why not? Just like real life. When I was 16. I'm also trying to think about something. I forgot what I wanted to say. Playing on a laptop, what a fucking casual piece of... No, I'm joking. Shinagawa Dungeon. Oh yeah, and today we finished Attack on Titan, and I really liked the ending. I think it was a good ending, actually. There are not that many great endings, I think, to things, but I think the ending of Attack on Titan definitely felt right. It didn't feel like some bullshit, right? It felt like everything is like they wanted it to be. I mean, they did take their time, right? Final season, part 1, chapter 1, chapter... And now we started the Frieren anime. I'm just gonna call it in German, right? Frieren. No, I don't know how they pronounce it. And with the German names and stuff like that. And it's on rank 1 of my anime list at the moment. And so far, we've seen a few episodes, and they're very chill. It's a very, very chill anime, so it's very nice if you are into relaxed and slowly paced stuff. It's a bit like Attack on Titan Season 1, but just more enjoyable, but kind of the same pacing. And also, we watched the 4th, I think, episode of Shogun, or whatever it's called on Disney Plus. And it's really good. So if you're into like, you know, shows with real humans, quote unquote, I don't know how many are AI generated, but some are real, I assume. Yeah, Shogun is really, really good. So if you like the Japanese thingies, right, it's really fun to watch. I mean, it's kind of silly too at times, but it does entertain. You're watching that too, need to catch up on the last few episodes. Yeah, right, it's gonna finish, I think, next week, so we are gonna watch it until we catch up. And there are still a ton of great anime we didn't watch, so we're not gonna get bored. Also, we want to finish the Nier Automata anime. And also, I don't think I actually streamed since then. We also went to the Nier Automata concert. No, sorry, the Nier concert is not only from Nier Automata, it's also from the Nier games, to the concert in Berlin, and it was very, very cool. So if you ever get the chance to watch the Nier concert anywhere near your location, because I think they're touring internationally, you should definitely watch it if you like the Nier music, right, if you care about that. It's really, really cool and was really fun watching, and I think the audience enjoyed it and the performers too, so yeah, really, really cool. I was in the Tempodrome, I think is what it's called, in Berlin, like a huge tent basically, which is permanently placed, I think. They don't, you know, disassemble it or anything. Yeah, it was really nice, and can fully recommend looking at it. Yeah, sure, have fun doing your skincare, I assume for your nose. Unless you're Korean, then you do it anyway. That's really funny. In Korea, it seems to be pretty normal that men also take very well care of their skin and stuff like that, and they use a lot of lotions, and there is a, you know, a beauty industry for the male audience too. Here, the beauty industry for the male audience is not there yet, which is kind of weird, right? You would expect... That's really cool. The screen actually just dimmed a little bit because it detected that it was a static image after some time. And you can also set up how quickly that happens. That's really nice. It's a cool feature. Yeah, but it's really weird because you would expect the beauty industry to be very, very interested in the male audience, right? It's a lot of money not tapped into. So it's kind of weird that it's not being pushed more. I mean, it's being pushed in a weird, slow, you know, way. But if I was the beauty industry, right, get makeup for men going and everything, like just the full bunch to make a lot of money. But it's kind of difficult to do, obviously, because otherwise we would already have it. Maybe you just have to wait until a few generations grow up with beauty YouTubers influencing them or something. Oh, and the background is, by the way, a sewing machine, if you hear a little bit of noise. Janine's getting ready for competition in 2-3 weeks. 2 weeks. Was machst du dann? Oh yeah, just costumes for cosplay, but also sometimes something for a competition. No, it's just cosplay. Yeah. And yeah, Japan was so great. It's really, you know, it's the second time and we did so many different things this time, including driving in Japan and stuff like that. It was really, really cool and fun, and in Nakamoto was also a really cool experience. I really should do a stream where I actually just, you know, show a few, maybe not too doxing images, but just, you know, make a little bit of a recap. But the problem is, Actually would need Janine and Jessica for that, because I'm really bad with the names of stuff we went to, because I didn't do the planning, so I'm kind of, you know, bad at actually, you know, doing the summary. We just did it for my mother recently, and yeah, it's really a lot, right? We almost did an entire day, even though we just did one trip and not the other one. She's drunk. Okay, so we're gonna write like she does. She's gonna like the OO. She writes like me 10 years ago. Just, oh yeah. If you ever want to cringe at yourself, you really have to go back and read your old messages, like emails or something you wrote to your peers when you were younger. It's so fucking cringe. No, I'm just joking about that. No, actually it is. It is kind of cringe. I mean, I still write pretty weirdly, but back then, holy shit. She seems to be enjoying herself. I really like, one day she's gonna do FaceTime with us, which isn't called FaceTime because it didn't exist back then. She's gonna Skype or Yahoo or IRC or whatever with us, and she's gonna be a fat dude. But she has to be a hoe for the weekend. No, I'm joking. Work from home. Okay, either she's a 5-year-old kid, or she's like 50. No, 40 and fat. 40 and fat. And again, you know, every time you're in Japan, I also said it the last time, people are so healthy and thin, right? Not thin like unhealthy thin, just, you know, healthy thin. Most of them, some probably also unhealthy, but a lot of them not. And it's really, really cool. And I researched it again because, you know, right, when you're in Japan and you eat stuff, you're like, this isn't that much healthier than what we eat, right? It's a lot of food, it's unhealthy food, often, sure, there's also healthy food, right? But there's a lot of trash too, right? Trash is very tasty trash, but it's nutritional, the nutritional value isn't there. And the reason why they're not fat is basically their eating habits. It's not what they eat, it's how they eat. And they're trained since they're kids to actually, you know, have these habits and everything. So it's a very societal thing. It's not really something you can just copy paste to our society. And Japan really has a big W there, I think, when it comes to actually not getting fat, even though there are so many good and tasty foods out there. Yeah, so it's really interesting to see. And every time you see, you know, when you're in Japan, it's really easy to differentiate Chinese people, the tourists. First of all, they look different. I don't know, somehow I can, by now I'm able to easily identify some Asian, you know, countries just by looking at the people. Chinese look completely different than Japanese, for example. But you can also tell because usually the Chinese people are kind of fat because they're like we are, right? I mean, not me maybe, but a lot of, you know, Western countries, people get fat when they have more money. And the people who travel, the Chinese who travel, usually are more wealthy and thus also more fat because they can afford a lot of, you know, food. And also read a story, I forgot what island it was, but I really forgot. Yeah, I wouldn't need to know the island, but there's basically an island that eats the trash meat from another place. They sell it down to them, and since they think it's pretty to be fat, they eat so much and get really fat and all have really bad health issues. But I forgot the name. But I think they eat mutton flaps, so basically the trash meat from a good carcass. Maya's avatar sat down. Oh my gosh, she's sad. No. Oh my god, 8 years. See, I told you she's a 40-year-old fat. But I must say, one thing I would never do, even if it's quote-unquote cool, is just swap to, you know, letters for no reason, right? I like abbreviations and, you know, everything that's, you know, useful and fun. But just writing team instead of time is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of stupid. Yeah, she's really opening up with the deep conversations here. Rank 3 online game. Where would you die if you stayed the entire time? Yeah, what game are they playing actually? They can talk the entire time. But also, you know, my girlfriend from the Netherlands also met her over video game online. But it's actually the dumbest game ever because it was Medal of Honor. How do you meet anyone in Medal of Honor, right? It's so weird. And then we added each other on, I think it was Skype back then. No, MSN. And didn't talk for I don't know how long. And then one day we just randomly started talking more. And it's so stupid, you know, where we met. Like in fucking Medal of Honor. And it wasn't even, I think it wasn't even the final game. It was just like a demo version or something. It was really weird. Alright, we ordered something. It's a rose bouquet and luxury chocolate. I think I can't remember it. What is the 5th? So it's getting hotter now. So we should be, this isn't our summer uniform, I think. So we should actually swap to summer pretty soon. Wait, Yuka's gonna study in her room. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Not be allowed to go in, probably. Mandragora. Oh yeah, karaoke. Which you also did now. It's a promo message from the karaoke. No. And they still have a part-time job here. No, not my room. I want to go to Yukiko's room. Yeah, we also had a cool day where we met up with some local friends, which we met for the first time on the last trip, and which are acquaintances of a friend of Janine's. And yeah, they seem to have enjoyed our stay. I don't know. I really had a good time with them, but you know, you never know because they might just be polite or anything, but they seem to really have enjoyed having us over, so... I mean, not having us over, right? Hanging out with us. We didn't go to their place because that's usually not as fun as actually going out together. Where the fuck is here? Can we study? Yeah, I wanna study. Yo, she's like I said, she won't let us in. We could go and study ourselves, I think. And we should also save, because there's gonna be a day where we're gonna go to school and we're gonna fuck up questions, and we should reload them. Yeah, this is really inefficient. Wait, Naganaki Shrine. I think we went there once, but I can't remember. I still like how they actually made this a clock. Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, let's do it like this, right? And whenever something reminds me of Japan, I'm just gonna tell a story. Okay, maybe the worst game ever to to do that with, because everything's gonna remind me of Japan. But yeah, we also took the Shinkansen, and the Shinkansen is basically the how do you call it, the fast train in Japan, basically. And since Japan is pretty much a straight line, I mean pretty much, right? It's basically islands in a straight line. And so it's very easy to connect them with a you know, high-speed train. And we went I think from Osaka to Tokyo in I don't know how much time, but we basically drove at 300 kilometers per hour on average. And yeah, it goes really fast. And we were also once in the Hello Kitty Shinkansen, which is basically the Hello Kitty themed version of the train. It has even a own car where you can actually look at Hello Kitty stuff, and it's really cute, right? And if you have kids, I think in Japan there are a lot of cool, cute things you can show your kids. But obviously it's also targeted for grown-ups, so it's a bit different than here, where if you think Hello Kitty, you usually think a bit more children. There are a lot of grown-ups who are interested, and it's really cute, right? And yeah, it's like so different from Germany, right? And what do we get? We have a single train that's themed. I don't even know, but if it would be themed in Germany, it would probably be like soccer themed or something. Yeah, but it was really fun riding the train, and this time around we brought a card game. We played it's called The Crew. In Germany it's called Die Crew. You can also read it Die Crew, and then it doesn't make any sense. But basically it is a card game where you have to, I don't even know what the word is actually in English for that. You have to, you have to win hands basically by having the high card. I forgot what the name is in English. And probably when I read it I would know. And yeah, it's really fun. It's cooperative. You have to play together. It's like, I think 2 to 5 players, and 3 and 4 are basically the normal version, and 5 and 2 are special versions. And then you have missions which you have to do, and you just, you have to play the cards right, and it's really fun. And we're on mission 26 or so, and I think we played really well on average. You marked your tries, how many tries per mission you needed, and it's like space themed and like realistic space, not like sci-fi too much. It's more like realistic space travel is the theme, and it's really fun to play. So if you ever have a group of friends and want to have a low budget, fun, long-lasting game to play in real life in co-op, The Crew is really, really good. Yeah, and we're still playing it also here locally. We should do that, by the way, sometime soon. And welcome back, Apricorn. Did you do skincare for your nose, or are you Korean style and you do normal skincare? I mean, I also do a minimal amount of skincare, obviously, but yeah. So yeah, the Hello Kitty Shinkansen was really cool to drive in. To ride in, yeah. Yeah, I was not the conductor, I was guy. Normal skincare, oh, a bit of Korean vibes here. I was just talking about how the male beauty market has not been, as efficiently tapped into as you could think. But maybe they just made a market analysis and saw that male customers already are spending so much on shaving and grooming and stuff like that, that it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Maybe they said, no, they don't have any money, so we don't need to sell them lipstick and other stuff. Do you not use any products, like even just for cleaning your face? Obviously, I use products for cleaning my face and also with a little bit of hydration stuff. But that's all I do, right? I don't use anything else. I just use I'm a very minimalistic person when it comes to skincare. I just try to offset the adverse effects of showering too often and the hard water we have here. It's very, very dehydrating. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the only thing I do basically. I really want to keep it to a minimum. The main reasons are, first of all, I don't think the human body needs that much care beyond what actually you are doing negative to it. So I just want to balance it out, right, to make it a little bit more natural, beyond obviously hygiene. And also I think it's just a waste of time, to be honest, you know, right? So I try to minimize time consumption by unnecessary repetitive tasks, and I only try to really do the thing I have to do to keep my body in balance, basically, when it comes to feeling good. And usually the body doesn't need a lot of work, right? If you don't go outside and you don't work on a construction site and you're always in the mud or full of dirt, you usually don't need to do that much to actually keep yourself kind of okay. Yeah, but what do you use? I'm just curious. I mean, I think it's, by the way, perfectly fine to use a lot of products. I just don't think for me personally it's necessary. Unless there is a magical product one day that comes out and does really amazing things, right? At the moment, I think the industry has a lot of products which are kind of not that effective, basically, so I'm not that interested in them. But obviously, if there was something really, really advantageous, like, for example, brushing your teeth, usually actually helps a lot. So I do it, right? I take care of those of my teeth, obviously, because there is actually scientific evidence that's really important. And yeah, but for a lot of other things, unfortunately, we don't have a lot. For example, if there was a real anti-aging serum, you can just put it on your face every day and on your organs, whatever. I would also do it every day, right? But what do you not use? Okay, the main brand I stick to is Tatcha. It's hella expensive, but the products are so good. I don't know the brand, but that doesn't mean anything because I don't know any brands beyond the mainstream brands like Nivea or whatever, which, interesting enough, right, when you go to other countries, we always, the most interesting things for me are the things we also have, right, what is internationally successful enough. And for sure Nivea is also in Japan. It's one of the few big cosmetic brands I've seen in Japan, everywhere basically. So it's really interesting to see that they kind of like it. And they didn't even change the logo, because a lot of companies change their ads to be, you know, more locally, you know, attractive, and even their logo and everything. But Nivea, nope, it's just basically the same, which is really interesting to see. Yeah, but what, for example, do you use? Just a few examples maybe, so I get an idea. But I unfortunately I don't know Tatcha. If you pronounce it even that way, I have no idea. Speaking of trains, let's talk about the rhombus-shaped instrument on the roof of the train. Shit. Oh, it's for power delivery. Yeah, let's see if I actually know, because I'm not an expert on trains. What do you call the device that helps generate electric power for the train? God on Earth, generator? I think it's piston, but you know we're gonna cheat here, right? We always cheat. I mean, piston sounds pretty boring. I think no, piston's actually, I mean, piston's actually what you know, I don't think it's a piston actually. Probably has a stupid name like a pantograph or whatever, but what is graphing, right? I would go for piston anyway, because maybe it's like redundant and there are two things called piston. Just sounds like the only word that makes sense. What are you graphing? You're graphing shit. And the master control is so general. It could be either, right? I have no idea. I'm just gonna go for the center one. But it's, yeah, see, I knew it. It was the fucking pantograph. It was the word that doesn't make sense. You're not graphing anything, so suck my dick. And oh my god, it's such a dumb word. I'm not a rail fan, and I wouldn't name it pantograph. I mean, seriously, what a fucking stupid name. And there are many reasons why I would not want it to be on the rails. I mean, maybe, it depends, you know, people are gonna destroy anything, so. Use cleansing plus exfoliating, not every day, a moisturizer and serum treatments. To clean, I use CeraVe, you probably know that brand. I always get it from the pharmacy. I also don't know that brand. Like I said, my brand knowledge in beauty and cosmetics is very limited to very big mainstream brands, which are maybe, I also don't know a lot of big brands, but the ones I know are definitely bigger brands. But I don't know all of the bigger ones. I mean, the richest man in the world, isn't he the guy from Louis Vuitton that own like, I don't know how many different, it's like a really big like conglomerate of different brands all together. And yeah, they are basically super rich because people like to pay a lot of money for brands. So yeah, it seems to be a very good business model. And I also recently read that the Monopoly mobile game, it's like, first of all, I think it's been out for a year, which is pathetic because, I mean, how long has mobile gaming existed and how long has Monopoly existed? But now when you hear how much money they made $2 billion in a year. Imagine with microtransactions in Monopoly, $2 billion in a year. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Like, people are fucking milk, like cows you can milk, right? The money just comes out of them. Holy shit. I think really we need a fucking gambling and casino restriction for fucking mobile apps. Every fucking mobile app is just a fucking slot machine these days, right? Every fucking mobile game is just slots differently in a different coding. I mean, how else would you make $2 fucking billion in a free-to-play fucking not even PvP Monopoly game? Crazy. And then SPF every morning, of course, the sun will never get me. Wait, that's actually a good thing. If you're outside a lot, either using like a hat or a little bit of UV protection is that's reasonable. If I would be outside a lot, I would also use just maybe a moisturizing screen with a little bit of UV protection. Yeah, that's actually a really reasonable thing to do. Okay. The boomer housewives are funding Candy Crush and Monopoly. Monopoly, I'm not so sure it's actually women. I'll be honest, I think a lot of male people are probably playing Monopoly too. I think I would even say majority of people that play Monopoly are male, but that's just me being mentally biased towards the topic. Yeah, but I actually would think Candy Crush definitely women. Also men, but definitely women. But Monopoly, I think more like boomer men. I would say like 60% men, maybe 40% women, maybe in Monopoly, because it's so well widespread that everybody knows it. Oh, they're looking at me with respect that I can cheat while going online. It's just like real life, actually. It's just crazy how much money is in the mobile market. Microtransactions are the key to getting a lot of money out of people. Like I said, you want to be everywhere, right? You want to be high-end, super expensive, but you, for example, like Louis Vuitton, whatever the fuck you want to do, and of course, if you can get people to want to buy that, so they get a huge, amount, a huge share of wallet, and you can almost get all the money they have. That's amazing, right? But if you have shit to sell, right, trash, cheap garbage, you're just gonna go and get the Temu and what else are the garbage apps where you can buy a lot of cheap shit online, and then also microtransactions every way possible, right? You just want to have a lot of cheap trash because you people that don't have a lot of money usually still don't care about a euro or two, right? They still are like, yeah, but I can afford it, right? So you want to be there, you want to be in the middle, and you want to be at the high end, but the most important one is definitely the lower end because everybody's there, right? And if you can milk like every human on the planet for a euro, you're gonna get a lot of money. So you want to get a lot of people very cheap. And then you also want to get the whales, obviously, right? That's just the magic of getting the maximum of money. Everybody is a big walking wallet, and you want to get everyone's money. That's why on Twitch is really stupid, because they should not only have a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 subscription, they should have a what you want subscription. without a donation, right? You can get, and then there are arbitrary, you know, limits you can set. You can put the, like, I don't know, the 10-cent subscription, then you have the $1 subscription, then you have the $2 subscription, then you have the $69 subscription, right? Just like fancy shit. And then you can just add a system that gives people like currency, which then can again be used to do other stuff, right? Like just a lot of monetization shit they could do to get more money out of the people. Because I'm never going to pay $5 for anyone, right? I don't really care about, and I don't know who needs it, right? If I know somebody who needs the money, I'm not going to buy a subscription. I'm going to fucking give them the money directly, right? So, but I don't know. It's just like a weird thing just to have these 3 tiers, which are, in my opinion, like also the pricing is stupid on them. Yeah, and only an idiot would subscribe to anyone on Twitch. And especially if you're named Apricorn, subscribe to somebody like Blue Sky, you will really be fucking... No, thank you for the subscription. No, but seriously, I think Twitch is being stupid. There are a lot of kids which don't have a lot of money, and they should definitely make a lower subscription fee for these people if they want to get their money. They're not playing it smart, and they also want to be more whale friendly. I know that there is like sub gifting and donations, stuff like that, but maybe you notice it. But do you recall the last time anyone got a big donation on stream? I mean, literally money, not subs, money. I can't recall. I can't recall any streamer I've watched, and there are big streamers and small streamers, getting any fucking donation. All they do is get gifted subs. And I know why that is, obviously because it's psychologically appealing to people, obviously to be the hero that gives the community something for free, right? And also money. It's just like, it is better, but that they never really realized that this has more opportunities to generate money, right? Obviously people don't like giving money directly, but they really like gifting subs. So why not make that a bit more fancy, right? Maybe add some randomness to it, right? Maybe say if you pay double, people have the chance to get up to 1 year of a subscription or whatever, and then you can pay like, you know, right? Make it gambling, make subscriptions gambling when you give them, so the whales can give you more money. It's really stupid. Twitch is so dumb. They're losing out a fuck ton of money because they're not milking the people enough. I mean, the whales gifting the subs. Well, if they can sink money into Genshin, they can whale for Pokemon. True, right? Isn't Pokemon now on YouTube? We don't talk about her anymore. No, I'm just talking. No, she has the what was it? The cookie scandal. You know, I don't give a shit, man. People can be a lot of streamers play a role online, whatever, right? And they can do whatever the fuck they want. And she obviously doesn't seem to be all that nice at all times when it comes to treating people, you know, with fairness and openness. So I don't know. Yeah. So some people, you know that they, I mean, you know, right? They are good enough at pretending, at least, to be very nice, and others basically are just they slip up, or you can instantly tell they're not being very honest about their communities. Yeah, I wouldn't even say that people that are big are always the honest or dishonest one. I think there is a mix of two, right? There are people where you notice they are being themselves. Like, for example, I'm just going to name examples here. Northern Lion, for example, I think is very much himself. In the good and the bad, right? He's him. And Huda, I think, is pretty fake online. Just trying to think of someone. Usually I don't follow these people too much, but I'm just trying to think of someone who's faker online. That's pretty difficult because I usually don't follow these people. No, it's really hard for me to find someone. It's really hard. Who's someone who's obviously fake, and I mean, nah, it's really, I don't follow these people, so I can't actually tell. But I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of them out there who try to be super cool and nice, whatever. Oh my god, I care so much about my community. Whatever. But I also care about my community, but not like in a way that I'm gonna try to suck them off at every moment. And Asmongold? I I think Asmongold is actually, he is honest to the character he plays. I think Asmongold, and he also admits it obviously, does play a character when he's on stream. I think Asmongold is a very different person when he's not on camera, but not in a way of his values or what he thinks, but how he talks and presents himself. He's like basically very, I mean, basically, it's not true. If you go and watch Zach Raw, his other channel, compared to Asmongold, that's what I mean. If you play Zach Raw, you can tell he's like, just like being him. And when he's Asmongold, he's still him, but you know, playing the character of the guy that's trying to be entertaining. Yeah. No, I don't think Asmongold actually. Right, I don't think actually the Asmongold is not real when it comes to how he handles, you know, living and stuff like that. I mean, I would hope for him it's not real. I would hope that he bought a you know, a big house next to the house he's living in, and he just goes there for streaming. That would be fucking PogChamp actually, because I really think it's dumb as fuck not to do that, to be honest. But I think it's unfortunately for him, it's not a character. Yeah, totally fuck school. I mean, probably all the days that could be left. Yeah. And I think she switched, but she might have switched back, or she might not have switched, but she was talking very negatively about the male blah 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 culture on Twitch and blah 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 and the toxicity. Basically, after everybody was pissed at her, she said, I'm gonna go to YouTube, nobody knows me there, and I can just make money without people caring. I don't know. But I still think Asmongold actually is pretty, I think it seems pretty legit, to be honest. I think he actually doesn't seem like he does play a character, but he doesn't play you know, a character with other morals than he does himself, which you can tell, for example, when he does say things which are out of his normal character. When he tries to talk about friends, he's really bad about talking about friends in a neutral way, which I think this is the only disingenuous thing I think he does, because he's intellectually capable of not knowing it. So he's basically being intellectually dishonest by, you know, warping the narrative around friend drama a little bit, which is understandable because it's more important to him to keep, you know, keep good relationships up and whatever. But I also think, just, you know, just don't talk about it, right? If you're gonna be super biased, just don't fucking talk about the topic if you're being biased in a negative direction, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the thing I dislike, but otherwise I think Asmongold is a very intelligent and generate person in real life too. I think, yeah, in the best way possible, right? But do I watch him a lot? You know, I usually watch his YouTube videos to topic I care about, because I don't care too much, you know, about just React content. I know React content is huge, right? It's in Japan too, when you watch the television. Basically their entire television, that's, you know, the free television is basically React content. They always have somebody reacting. And in Japan, fat people are also funny, so they put a lot of fat people in television. And they also obviously say that it's funny that they're fat, right? They have different ways of interacting. By the way, I really like the display. Has a lot of lighting, which is off now, but it has so many stupid lighting on the back. On the back it has a huge LED panel. On the front it has a customizable LED display. It's not a real display, it's just light. And then it has a downward facing to the, on the, you know, downward facing towards the table, like projected lights too. It's right. It's so fucking useless. Turn it all off. And it also has something really cool, which if I had it before, I would have used. You can put your webcam on top of the screen with a screw. There is a, on the, how do you call it, on the stand, there is a tripod connection thingy. Ingenieur, hast du gehört? Muffin? Er hat ganz viel Beleuchtung, das habe ich ausgeschaltet. Er kann auf den Boden projizieren ein LED. Also nicht LED, so ein Licht, so ein Muster. Projiziert er nach unten. Aber hinten dran hat er so richtig schöne Sachen und so, aber so wie der steht, brauchst du das alles nicht. Und sie überhitzen ja sowieso. Ja. But then again, you know, I'm really bad at naming bad examples, but there's so many people who just feel fake, and I don't know. And also recently discovered, I mean, she's been on Twitch for quite a while, she's the streamer called Faith, and she's obviously making sexualized content. I don't mind that, but I just find it really, really pathetic that Twitch isn't able to just say, okay, it's fine, just fucking do it. But yeah, it's kind of stupid, right? You click on the stream, you know what you're expecting, and that's what you get, right? It's just like, I am building Legos, and there's a Lego cam. The Lego cam is just her ass in the camera, and I'm like, that's fine, but then let everybody do it, right? Just don't make it so fucking stupid. One thing I really don't want to see on Twitch actually is the slots, right? And there was a unfortunate incident. I don't know, maybe you heard of it. It's called Balatro. It's one of it's the highest rated Steam game of the year according to Steam charts 250. And I played it for maybe like 70 hours or something while not streaming. So I really like the game. I think it's not perfect. I think it has it's really good. It's fun, and I would recommend it. But I think it's actually not perfect. But the controversy I want to talk about is about gambling. I really hate that Twitch has gambling on it. Slots shouldn't be a category. Slots should be forbidden on Twitch. Then you can talk about Genshin Impact, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know. But at least they're games, right? They're games with a slot machine in them, but they're not just slot machines. So there's a slight difference. But the thing I think is really annoying, and I really don't like, is in Balatro, is that it was rated 18 because by the PEGI or whatever it's called, and they actually rated it 18 after launch without telling the developer, and basically got them off certain stores for a certain time and whatever. And the reason was because it's gambling, and I was like, fuck my life. The game has 0 microtransactions, buy to play. You buy it once, you get everything, no microtransactions. Otherwise it has in-game card packs, which are like Slay the Spire, like any other roguelite. You get random drops. It's a roguelite, right? A lot of roguelites are based. Why are roguelites so, right? We have to talk about roguelites. Roguelites have a lot of gambling mechanics in them. The entire progression is basically very RNG and gambling based. And yeah, so I think actually, yeah, roguelites are that successful because they are basically a little bit of gambling. Okay, sure. But then why the fuck do you shit on Balatro just because it has a theme that looks like real cards? The only reason why Balatro seems more like gambling to the fucking untrained boomer eye is because it's actually a game that looks a little bit like a casino game, right? That's the only difference. So what is the message here? Make your game cute, full of anime girls, and then put a fuck ton of gambling in it, and you can even put real money gambling in it. Nobody gives a shit, but oh boy, if you're a free-to-play, non-free-to-play, non-microtransaction game, looks like a slot machine, you better not be able to sell that to kids, right? It's so fucking pathetic. Is it good? I was gonna get it, but I got Sea of Stars in the sale. Sea of Stars, I heard also a lot of good stuff about it. It's like a bit of a retro JRPG, right? I think I have it on my wish list too. Yeah, but Balatro is really fun to play, but I think it's not as perfect the design as it could be. I think it has a little bit of same strategy works too often problem. And yeah, but it's still fun. I mean, it's really fun. I think a lot of almost everybody who's going to buy it is going to have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, if at least a dozen of hours. Yeah. So I definitely recommend Balatro. But since I'm like, I still like it a lot, right? So I still would play it a little bit here and there. But I also think it's far from perfect. But still, I would easily give it a 9 out of 10, right? Not a 10 out of 10 because it does have, in my opinion, a little bit more significant flaws in the long term. But like, for example, it's like you can mathematically prove that you can't win every run, which is a bit of a problem in a turn-based, quote-unquote turn-based game where you don't really have a lot of skill in like direct manipulation where you can just compensate for that. So it's maybe not the best designed game for the long term, but for casual, like the first 50 hours or so, you're not going to think about that. You're just going to play the game and have fun, right? But after 50 hours, you start to see the little gaps in game design which could be fixed, but not that easily. It's not like, hey, just do this and the game's gonna be fixed, right? We can't talk to her yet, right? We don't have the courage. I'm really making a lot of progress here. Yeah. Wait, is she actually hitting on me? No, because you are actually the strength arcana. No, you're strength arcana, and I don't think I have a strength persona. Ah, fuck me, really? Yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna be honest, I think this mechanic is fucking stupid. I don't like it. Persona 5 already was like, I don't know about it. It's kind of annoying to go back and every single fucking time to have to change it. And that hasn't changed. I think it's an annoying mechanic. It should not return in Persona 6. It adds no value. It makes sense in a way, but it's also fucking annoying to... from a gameplay perspective, it annoys me. Yeah, I think going to the Velvet Room every single time you fucking notice you don't have the persona of the person you want to date, that's not a good gameplay loop. That's just fucking annoying. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Yeah, I think this is a dumb mechanic, right? I think Persona also could use a little bit of, you know, pruning, right, here and there to be a little bit more tighter. I think they're great games, right? They're amazing games. They're really fun, but I still think a little bit of, you know, pruning here and there would not be the worst thing to make the tree blossom even better. No, I'm not aware. So now we have to do all this fucking shit here. And I also hope for Persona 6 they really kind of get the anti-aliasing under control, because you can tell that the character here is super aliased, and we are playing on native 4K now, right? So it's not even upscaled 4K on 1044p. This is native 4K, and we still have like super low. I don't even know what it is. I think it might actually be the effect they put over him or whatever, but it has so much aliasing. It's crazy. It's like 720p aliasing level. Really unfortunate. Man, every time I look at the edge of the screen, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see the IPS glow, I'm gonna see the backlight bleeding, you know, I'm like, all the IPS stuff, and then I'm like, no, it's perfectly black. It's gonna take some time to get used to, because you know you expect the flaws of IPS when you look at the screen. I mean, when you look at a PC monitor, my brain's like, yeah, it's gonna be like not perfect. The thing I'm the most curious about is why I have not seen any flickering with VRR yet. That's really weird. And the OSD is so good. The menu stuff and how you navigate is so well made with this space, like crazy good. So simple and so easy to navigate. Like really great job there. But you can actually see the calibration results on your display, I think. Right? I think you can... Yeah, I'm gonna have to check quickly. Yeah, I don't know. You can check the calibration stuff somewhere. Wait, I'm just gonna have to look into that quickly. I think they put it on the OSD. How do I... it's really difficult to tell, actually. Yeah, but I didn't see any VRR flickering, which is something on the TV I noticed some from time to time. But here I didn't notice it because I have a lot of gray due to using dark mode. So I was really worried actually about that. I was like, shit, is dark mode gonna flicker the entire time? Because that would have sucked ass, right? I would have been like, ah, shit. But nope, no issue there. So far, I didn't notice any dead pixels, but let's be real, I'm never gonna get this display back in within 2 weeks. If I would have to send this one back for whatever reason, it would probably mean to lose out on the display for 1 or 2 months at least. So yeah, it's not an option actually, unless there's a significant issue. So I would take a few dead pixels. I didn't see a single one, but if there is one, fucking, it's 4K, I'm far away, who gives a shit? If they're like 20, then that would fucking suck, obviously. But I didn't see any, so just praying here. Yeah, how do you check the calibration report? Really, because I read that it's on the display. Because for my old display, you got a piece of paper with the calibration results on it. Because all these displays are individually factory calibrated, right? That's something you pay for too. And since I'm not, the things are, we talked about it so much with the television, I'm not the fan of a perfectly calibrated display. I'm a fan of the best looking display for you personally. So whatever that is, it is. And the scientific calibration method is inherently flawed in a lot of ways because you're not measuring the human perception, but the physical ambition levels and blah, blah, blah. So in my opinion, it's bullshit. So I think the human fine-tuning is more important than the actual, the baseline could be physical, but then the fine-tuning is really important. And this display has amazing calibration, but I still would like to see my calibration results somewhere because it's really fun to look at them. I don't actually know how to find this. Oh, it also has a KVM if you care about productivity work. That's really cool. These things are really... that's why I really like the display. It's so flexible too. It doesn't only do gaming, can do a lot of different stuff too. And yeah, that's really nice. But I still can't find the thing here. Oh, and also a word on display stream compression. It's it is a compression algorithm which is proven to be indistinguishable to the human eye. So if something uses DSC, you don't have to worry. Who gives a shit? It's the word compression is in there. It is being technically compressed, but it's not perceivable by the human eye. So display stream compression is a non-issue. You don't need to worry about that. You don't have to wait for DisplayPort 2 point something or use HDMI 2.1. You can just go and use DSC at whatever fucking resolution and whatever you want as long as it's supported, right? If DSC is not supported, obviously you're going to be out of luck. Yeah, but I actually don't know where the fuck you can... Oh, here, wait, you can... I just found the manual. The manual, for whatever reason, has a Chinese header. And when you download it, it's always kind of weird. Here it is. Okay, where is it? Yeah, color calibration report. Oh, I can't do that because HDR is on. Right. Unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to do that later. Or I could just do it now. It shouldn't actually matter because we everything else here is an SDR. Just curious to see what values we got. Wait, why can't I see it here? Shouldn't it be under color? Oh wait, it's under advanced. Bigger. Like I said, it's very well if you want to do settings, but if you want to find a specific setting and you don't know where it is, I mean, you could also find it, but I just didn't know what they called it. Okay, wait, just gonna check this one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, everything looks fine, perfect. Okay, and here we should. No, seriously, it is actually fucking... I actually need to turn off HDR. Okay, wait, I'm gonna do it again. But it shouldn't do any difference for you, I think. You can still see the game, hopefully, just in the background. Wow, really? No fucking way. No fucking way. We had an average delta E of 0.3. What the actual fuck? No way. That's super low. Wait, I want to see what Hardware Unboxed got on his. Wait, I want to know. I think this is super low. I might be wrong. Maybe I misremember. Wait. Oh yeah, by the way, the most positive review of display I've ever heard, man. When you watch the Hardware Unboxed review to this about this display, it's basically there's so little negativity, like it's insane. It's like crazy. What did he get?
Can be improved slightly. Saturation and color checker results where the delta E ITP average is below 3 in both cases. Monitors, the grayscale results are good in the upper tier and impacted by. The most flexible way is simply to change the display's color space from wide gamut to sRGB. This effectively enables an sRGB mode while keeping other settings unlocked for adjustability. Yeah. The other way is using the built-in sRGB color mode, a more locked-down sRGB mode. I found the first method simply changing the color space to be more accurate. This sRGB mode is excellent with very strong factory grade.
Yeah, he has a delta E average of 3.25. Which one do I? Du kannst dir den Report anschauen, wie der kalibriert wurde. Und der hat einen ultra guten Average Delta E von 0,3. Und der hier hat einen Dreier. Hier. Aber das ist eh schon gut. Alles unter 4 ist amazing. Also unter 4 ist professionell, kannst du mitarbeiten.
5 is fantastic among gaming monitors, and it's complemented by a great color temperature. Performance is even better looking at saturation and color checker results, where the delta E ITP average is below 3 in both cases. Outstanding performance for those wanting better SDR accuracy with a single setting change. Compared to other monitors, sRGB mode grayscale performance is right up there with the top handful of monitors on the market. In color checker, the PG32UCDM is able to top the charts, which is a perfect result from this high-end monitor and shows how well calibrated it is. Performance in the SDR mode can be improved slightly for sRGB.
It's crazy. Mine is better than the per hand calibrated, recalibrated Hardware Unboxed monitor. Mine was out of the box, just like insane. I've never seen such a low delta E on any monitor, to be honest. That's why I was like fucking amazed. Okay, cool. That's really cool. You can see it on the display. So they can't fake the paper. I mean, they could technically fake this, right? But it's not like you have a piece of paper. You can actually go in the OSD and look up your calibration results, which is great because you're paying for that, right? This thing's super expensive and you want to know, is mine good, right? Is mine, what the results did mine have? A crazy good result. I mean, I don't really care too much, to be honest, because you know, right, I'm not going to work professionally on this, but if I would work professionally, this would be one of the best screens on the market for it, with this value. Like, this is like professional grade color accuracy, which is really cool to see. But I'm gonna go and wash my hands, and we're gonna do maybe like a 30 minutes of intense gaming, and then I'm probably gonna head to bed. So see you soon. Das ist die Farbe, die Person hat. Ja, blau. Yeah, so I'm back, sorry. Okay, enough about this, but I really want to look up the calibration results because I was curious, man, if I got a good one or a bad one. And that's crazy, man. And we're talking about the stuff we're measuring with, like, machines, right? The human eye probably can't see the shit anyway. So it's just really cool to know, to actually see the colors the artist intended. Just looking at it and knowing this is the color the stuff should have. Okay, but we need to fuse personas here. For that, we're probably gonna have to release one first. No, I actually wanna. Oh, don't tell me I have to go out again. Let go. We want to go with strength here, I think. And of course, you're gonna take the strongest one so we can fuse it later on. Maybe we don't have this one? I can't. Really? I know. I know, but can I let it go? Oh my god, really? Yeah, that's what I mean. That's fucking stupid. Now I have to go outside, let the persona go back inside. Why? Why can't I just let it go inside? Maybe I'm dumb and it works. I mean, this is not even HDR, man. Holy shit. It looks so nice. Okay. About it. Oh, where is it? I said intense gaming, and my head is like, what can I talk about? Okay, who are we gonna let go? I think, did we take Angel for a specific reason? Oh, I can't remember. Stimmt, ja. Trying to remember. Who did we get because we needed him? Oh man, I'm so sure I'm gonna let somebody go that I actually need. Because we have Magician, Emperor, Hierophant, Strength, Hermit. So I don't think we need him, right? And I don't think we have Justice either. So no, I want to. Yeah, unfortunately, really the aliasing on the... I'm just thinking about it, but the game doesn't have the same issue Persona 5 had with the render scale at the start, right? It's not scuffed because we actually have the 200% render scale thing on in Windows, I hope. I hope not. It would be really stupid. Yeah, strength. Where is it? Here. By the way, I also didn't play with controller for a while. All the games I played were on keyboard and mouse, so I'm kind of scuffed. I'm not playing Genshin anymore for one main reason. There is no FPS unlocker. And that is safe to use at the moment, in my opinion, so I'm not gonna go back to 60 FPS, man. I just fucking can't. I'm not gonna play a game that's so anti-consumer either. You know, the game really makes it easy to say, no, fuck it, I'm not gonna play it anymore. Then the newest character is Geo only. I don't have any Geo characters. It just feels like, nah, you know, they don't want me to play. And if they don't want me to play, no problem. I got plenty of other things to play. But that's the reason why I didn't play with too much with controller anymore. Yeah. But I'm kind of curious because if I look at this, right, it looks like it is 4K, right? This looks 4K. But when I look at this here on the left, for example, the character here doesn't look really 4K. I mean, maybe it just has no temporal anti-aliasing, which could be the case actually, which might make it way worse. But this, you know, the menu and stuff like that, the aliasing doesn't really look like it is 4K. Also here, the persona here doesn't look 4K. And I'm really curious if this is like a Windows render scale issue. Because I hadn't seen a mention of this in the Digital Foundry tech review. Or maybe they did mention it and I don't remember, but I'm really curious if it would help changing the render scale. But that would be so weird because it would only be a part of the game. It's not like Persona 5 where you immediately could tell that everything's just fucking blurry. Yeah. We should definitely enjoy life. Yeah, but otherwise it looks fine, right? So I'm not sure if that's actually a problem or it's like how the game is meant to be. Either way, kind of weird. Yeah, right, we wanted to date her, so I'm gonna go back to the classroom and she's right outside. I think. We never found her again. Yeah, there she is. But what is over there? Oh wait, really? Oh, right, we have the student council too. We just... yeah, we took this one. Yeah, we need to save. The main thing we need to do. Yeah, let's go. Which already likes it. No, it hasn't disconnected actually. Why does it say that so often? I'm gonna look for a reason, but I don't know. You can't rely on the other team members at all. You get it, right, Leaf-kun? Wait, what? Okay, okay, shoot. Yeah, and I also think the game looks really, really good, which is why the small thing in the menu is kind of irritating, and I don't know why. I still think it might have actually something to do with the way they ported the personas into the Unreal Engine 5. Maybe that's it? I don't know. I think that could be it, actually. that they're importing system because they obviously imported them, right? There's no way they had the 3D models and didn't import them into the engine of all the personas. So there must be something going on there, or maybe I have no idea. Shit, and before I knew it in the lesson, literally pop quiz, I didn't know any of the answers. Before I knew it, I dozed off and ended up penning in a blank paper. Oh, that's unfortunate. Wait, wasn't it her fault? But why? I mean, that's just rude, but that's not true. So are we gonna lie to her? I actually don't know. I think I'm gonna be... She wants to hear this one. This one's just fucking stupid. Yeah, I totally agree. By the way, what's also funny is because this screen is like 31.5 inches and the other one I had was 27 inches. But this one's a bit flatter, so I can put it further back on my desk than the other one. So it's basically the same size in my field of view. But still my brain, since it's further away, automatically is like, oh, it's way bigger. Even though it's the same field of view, but it takes up the same amount of space in my field of view. Yeah, that's really, really kind of weird mentally, because you know it's not bigger, but your brain's like, oh, it's so big. It's like when you watch a big television, right? It might be the same size as yours if you go further away, but it still feels bigger to your brain, because your brain learned that distance means size, right? Shit, what did she say? End up as a good for nothing adult, and you're not putting enough thought in your future, blah blah blah. But come on, it's way too early to worry about your future, isn't it? We're still just teenagers. You know, I'm sorry to say that Yuko Nishiwaki, oh, that's kind of weird. Usually it was Nishikabi or something. Well, whatever. Yuko, I'm sorry. I know this is rude, but I know you're the type of girl that just wants to have somebody that says, yes, yes, oh my god, yes, you're so right, yes, oh, that sucks for you, yeah. No matter what she says, you're just gonna do that. See, I knew it. She just wants you to be, yeah, sure, you're right. Yeah, it's gonna get you a job in, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of the problem with the persona relationships, because just imagine you would be honest to them every single time. Everybody would fucking hate you, right? just say what you're thinking, everybody's like, oh shit, what a bitch. I mean, let's put it that way, right? In real life, you can have empathy and talk to people and, you know, say stuff they like. So they like you more too, right? And make them happy. But if you really want to have a good relationship, you usually want to have a relationship where you can just say whatever you think without having to think about what the other person's going to think. Of course, there are going to be moments where you will have to be empathic about stuff. But in general, you want to keep that to a minimum, to not actually just, you know, throw your values out of the window to, you know, suck up to someone. So the thing is, in Persona, unfortunately, the goal usually is not to get to know the people better, but to actually make them like you faster, so you get more relationship. So you can't actually be too, you know, base in the game. You can just tell people to fuck off and it will work, right? Oh my god. Yeah, fuck the kid. What the fuck are you doing, kid? Can't you see she's standing there? Oh, I'm so sorry, lady. The fucking kid's an idiot.
ちょっとこんなとこであれおっとうお有効版何回教えてもできないね私のことはお姉さんってやっべ俺に見つかるじゃあなおばん逃げられた今のお向かいに住んでる子なんだけどこんなとこで鬼ごっこちょっと危ないよね校庭とかでやればいいのにあーやば急がないと校門閉まるまた部活で
Yeah, right, they closed the gate later on. Oh, that's one thing, like I said, also little stories about Japan. One of the things I was really confused about was, not confused, right, that was really like, this time I noticed it really much because we flew inland, so we flew over Japan almost the entirety of it, and a lot of Japan is like, it's very, very, there's a high density of settlements, right? There's almost no big open plains with nothing. Maybe bar the mountains, right? But there's a lot of stuff everywhere because they don't have a lot of space basically, and they put stuff everywhere. So it's very, very, you know, we call it is there's a lot of human, you know, influence when it comes to the environment. And one of the things I noticed when going by train a lot is that there are a fuck ton of schools right next to the train tracks, right? Because usually probably the value of the, you know, the, my brains today is not very, well, it's been a time since I've spoken English so much, so the value of the, I should know that word, but I can't find it. But basically, of the value of, you know, the place where the school is built is very very low, so they usually seem to be taking that for building schools, which is very not a thing in Germany as far as I know. There are a lot of schools here in Germany which are close to train stuff because, of course, transportation, which is also an advantage probably, but a lot of schools here are not right next to train tracks, right? Because why would you put them there? It's loud and annoying, right? Why would you put children next to train tracks while they have to study? But Japan doesn't seem to give a shit. There are a fuck ton of schools next to train tracks. So if you see an anime that doesn't have a train track just next to the school, they are lying, huh? There are probably also a lot of schools without that. But yeah, that's something I noticed. And I really don't know the word at the moment. I'm not gonna look it up, but crazy. I actually forgot the word. Yeah, learn more Japanese. No, I speak less English. That's how it goes. Yeah, so far the meta story has not progressed very far when it comes to knowing what's going on. We got to know a lot of people, but not a lot of stuff. And I think that's actually something I do like so far a little bit more in Persona 5 is actually that you do get more insight into the overall progression of the story at an early stage, right? You get a glimpse of the bad guys behind the scene and stuff like that. It's like more... It is a bit more, you know, overarching than it is actually here. Yeah, very productive. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. Okay, we also got mail. Yeah, the crane game. Also a little story. Yeah, for me, I can't make the comparison yet because I didn't finish either game so far. And you don't forget about Persona 4 Royal. Also exists, which is a really cool game. Yeah, it's really hard to for me at the moment to compare them. I can just see some things I might like more or less in either game, but of course I'm not far enough in. And I'm pretty sure the opinions will vary wildly. But a crane game, right? In Japan we also played a crane game because there was a Gundam figurine of Athlon Zala or something in there, and then he wanted it, and I knew the crane game it was in, and I knew the quote-unquote scam tactic of it, and we actually managed to get it for like €6 something, I think, maybe. Wie viel? Was ist in Euro? Oh, never mind, for €4 we got it, which is roughly €4.30, which is roughly 700 yen. The yen was really, really weak. And it was in 7 attempts or 6, I don't remember, but 2 of them weren't me. Yeah, basically we crushed the crane game because I knew the you know, the how it works, right? So I actually could do the correct moves, which were not very intuitive. And most people would probably try it differently at first, which is why it's set up that way. And yeah, knowing that, it worked well, and we got it. And then again, later on, we played one which I said immediately is a complete scam. And spoiler, it was a complete scam. It was literally, it was set up in a way where you need to invest a certain amount of money to even get a chance of getting it. If you do it perfectly, you would have to spend a lot of money anyway. Yeah, so I think the biggest skill you can have in a crane game beyond execution is obviously knowing which crane game is going to be a scam or not. And yeah, so it was a good and fun experience doing it. But yeah, it's definitely, in Japan there are a lot of gacha and crane games. And also, you know, since gambling is prohibited in Japan, they invented plenty of way to, well, gambling for real money is prohibited. They invented a lot of cool ways to they invented a lot of cool ways to actually enable gambling for everyone, for even children. Everything is full of gambling, gacha, and whatever. And there's also gambling for real money in the form of pachinko. And pachinko is basically everywhere, and it's one of the largest gambling industries in the world. So it's really, really big, and the way it works is you gamble for these pachinko balls, you put a ball in, and maybe if you're lucky more balls come out, and later on you can exchange these balls for prizes. And since gambling for real money is not allowed, these prizes are usually, first of all, they aren't allowed to be too valuable, and second of all, they're not allowed to be real money. So what did they do? They added, well, prizes like, I don't know, maybe a lipstick, or I don't know, a cool suitcase or whatever. Like, they're just prizes, right? And then they added the special prize. And what is the special prize? Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? What is the special prize? It's just a token. And what do you do with this token? Well, you go to a completely different, completely unrelated company, which weirdly enough accepts this token and gives you real money for it. That's really weird, right? You put your little tokens in like a, you know, like a little slot, and then somebody gives you money for it. Really weird, right? And it has nothing to do with the other company, which then certainly does not buy back the tokens for money and makes a profit of them. And yeah, and so basically you can gamble for real money. And the reason why they didn't, everybody knows it works that way, right? It's everywhere. And why didn't they say, hey, yeah, let's prohibit gambling? The reason is because they actually make a fuck ton of money, and it's also run, unfortunately, a lot by, I think, Korean mafia or something like that. So Yakuza and stuff like that from Korea. It's a bit unfortunate where the money goes, but in general, yeah, it's kind of like funny that gambling's prohibited and is everywhere. So yeah. Don't you get like a gold coin that you can exchange for money? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the special prize. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. That's just humans, right? Oh, we're gonna prohibit it. It's so bad. Everybody's gonna waste their money, and then they notice, wait a second, we make so much money. Oh shit, we can't prohibit this. Really? So we're just gonna keep the industry we already have going. It's so crazy, but at least it's receding a little bit, right? It was a huge part of their GDP in like 10 or 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, but now it's declining a little bit. And the reason is because probably most people are starting to gamble just on mobile phones like they do in every other country, right? So there are a lot of money spending opportunities. We are just gonna go and study again here. I'm sorry for talking so much, but like I said, it's the post-Japan, didn't stream in fucking forever states, and we're gonna have stuff to talk about. I'm pretty sure you don't feel smarter. You feel more knowledgeable. Okay. Wait. I'm stupid. The game has the date every single day there. It's 2009. So this begs the question, why no smartphones, you fucking scrubs, and how does the CRT monitor the future? Okay, we can go out with him, I mean, they look so similar, right? They don't look the same at all. I don't give a shit about him, and I don't give a shit about him. That's really unfortunate for them. If I had to compare Kenji Tomochika and Kazushi Miyamoto to any character in Persona 4 or 5, I think these two are by far the least interesting characters I've met so far. I couldn't give less of a shit about them. I mean, they're male, so I care less, but holy shit do I care 1,000 times more about the characters that I've met in the other one. Oh my god, I'm time warping. Hi. Ooh. So now the question is, Chihiro Fushimi? Wait, we need actually to have more courage to get her, right? She's gonna talk about her looks again. No. I can't remember what she said last time. Which is perfectly okay. Yeah? Yeah? Sure. Yeah, we just needed to bug her a few times. No, we're building our harem. Oh, and also what's forbidden in Japan is prostitution. But you can get a lot of prostitution in Japan. There are a lot of, you know, one of our states was close to the love district, basically, where you have a lot of love hotels and stuff like that. And yeah, there's so much indirect prostitution, like you can get some massage salons and bubble bath stuff and plenty of stuff like that. It's like crazy how, you know, how stupid you can be by not admitting it, right? I think it's so childish. Oh no, we don't have prostitution, but it's everywhere. Well, we don't have gambling, but it's everywhere, right? It's like, are you fucking 5 years old and can admit that you fucking have prostitution and gambling? Like every other fucking country on the planet, almost. Either you fucking, I mean, forbidding gambling completely is perfectly fine in my opinion. I don't give a shit, but prostitution, why would you forbid it, right? It's stupid. I think that's one of the things you shouldn't leave to a black market is definitely prostitution. Gambling, whatever, right? If you go gambling on a black market, you're fucked anyway, right? But if you go to a prostitute in a black market, I mean, everybody has that urge, right? I mean, not everybody. Most people have the urge to have sex, right? So the market there is going to be huge, but the market for gambling is also huge, but nothing you have, you know, but if you're born into the wilderness, I mean, sure, you're gonna gamble, right? You're gonna feel lucky when you find a cool berry tree, right? You might think, why is RNG so fucking enticing? I didn't read a study about it. I don't have any deep perspective on it. I just have my hunch. My hunch is basically when you walk around in nature and something unexpected like, oh my god, I'm so lucky, I found a fucking buffalo and now I can kill it and eat it. Oh my god, I'm so lucky, I found a berry bush just right next to where we're sleeping, now I can eat it. Oh my god, I'm so lucky, there's water just when I was about to, you know, just to make discoveries a bit more interesting probably, and also your brain's then like, oh, I was lucky, but then again it remembers, wait, I got lucky because I did this and this, right? So probably some reinforcement mechanism going on, but I have no idea because I didn't really study, but that's just talking out of my ass. Okay, what are you trying to say? Wait, I'm glad you're willing to... Wow, that sounds fucking amazing. Yeah, I'm fucking boring. I don't have any topics you can talk about. Yeah, you can sleep over, no problem. Wait, are we not gonna go home with her? What the fuck? Yo, usually you're just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna walk you home anyway. When does Horizon come out again? I think also 20 something, right? She's the treasurer, okay. Oh, sorry, I want to skip it. Yeah, a lot of dialogues voiced here, which is cool. Gotta wait for AI to voice everything. And there are a lot of cool roguelike FPS coming up too. I just checked today if there was a new one I missed, but a lot of them are not out yet, but there's some cool stuff coming. Wait, what? Wait, can you... Wait, what? Did you just say that we can get further? So, wait. That's really stupid, actually. Because the game kind of insinuates here that you can actually... go and... that you can actually go there, but I'm kind of get the feeling that it's not true and it's just gonna waste our time going there. Yeah, it's weird. Are we really just gonna study every single night? Because I think it's a really, really bad investment of our time, to be honest. But since exams are coming up, maybe it's not bad, but... I wonder, do I want to go and level another stat instead? And wasn't there a way to actually level stats which cost money and was better? I think here on the right side you could actually go and level knowledge, as far as I know sometimes. Maybe we could go and raise our charm instead. I'm not 100% sure. It's just such a bad investment of time just getting one knowledge point, and at the end what's going to happen is we're going to cap out anyway. I don't think we're going to make 3, to be honest. We're just going to go for another stat instead. Yeah, sure, let's go. And wait, didn't we have a video game that raises knowledge too? Wait. Can we actually... Wait, can I? Wait, what did we get? Oh wait, were there games? No, television, right? No. I can't remember. We got something we couldn't do, but I think was related to the TV. I still think it's a bad idea to do that every day. It's too crowded. Oh, okay, so this is also something we can't do every day. Can there... Ah, okay. So we should probably check back here more often. Seafood full course. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, seafood full course sounds good. And the food in Japan is so cheap. I mean, sure. I mean, you know, comparable. If you compare it to other countries, sure, it depends on where you come from. If you come from South Africa, Japan's not going to be cheap or whatever. But it's definitely, if you come from Germany, it was very, very cheap for us, like insanely cheap. So that was really, really nice. Of course, also because the yen was so weak, right? the weak yen basically carried a lot. But in general, it doesn't seem to be that expensive. Even if the yen was stronger, it would still be not expensive. Wait, what the fuck? Are you shitting me? So I fucking need charm to go into... Jesus Christ. So I can only go and eat this one. I wonder if it's better to actually get charm first so we can go there later on. Oh man, what's really nice about Japan is all the small dishes you get. You order something and you always get a, you know, a miso soup. You get, not always, right? But often you get a lot of small stuff, right? It's not only one big plate. And obviously one of the reasons why everything is divided into small portions is also because you eat with chopsticks, right? And it's very difficult to separate food with chopsticks, so everything's already basically ready to go. But it's a really, really nice culture, right? And seeing this is like really, it's really authentic. Yeah. So you can imagine eating there to be very close to what you see here. And you also get free water, and you don't tip because good service is expected and nothing you should pay for. And people are really, people really, I mean, I wouldn't say it makes people working happier, but definitely being a customer in Japan feels very nice because people actually give a shit about what they do, even if they don't give a shit, right? They give you the impression they give a shit. And it feels like everybody's like really eager to do a good job. And yeah, being a customer in Japan really, really feels nice. Like, if you compare that to a lot of, not every, I mean, even if you get a very, very friendly person in Germany, the person's gonna be, if he's friendly, he's gonna be very authentic, right? He's gonna be him and friendly. He's not going to be a friendly robot that does his job as good as he can, right? And that's what I mean. I don't mean there are not a lot of, nice waiters, or whatever you call them, here in Germany. But I would say on average, if Japan is a 10 out of 10 when it comes to service, Germany is like a 3 out of 10 maybe on average. So yeah, it's more the exception than the rule here in Germany, unfortunately. Yeah, there are a lot of very, very bad services, and yeah, I don't know, it's just like doesn't feel great often to go somewhere, and especially if it's something, a bit on the cheaper end here in Germany. In Japan, if it's cheap, it doesn't fucking matter. They're always nice, right? That's what I mean. They're always nice. And if you go to a cheap establishment, you might end up with people that don't even speak German, right? I mean, the unfortunate thing in Japan is, let's be real, nobody speaks anything but Japanese, so you could say that's the disadvantage if you're a tourist, but for the locals it's not an issue, right? But of course, for tourists, everybody not speaking English, and especially if you go away from Tokyo, even Tokyo is terrible. I mean, Tokyo is the most astonishing thing, right? The international airport is full of no English. Not even the international airlines can speak English there, right? It's like crazy. Their job is they're not in the national but the international side of the airport, and they don't speak fucking English. What the fuck is that, man? That's crazy. You can't even get those people to speak English. That's amazing. But the further away from Tokyo you go, you'll be surprised if you find somebody that speaks English. It's usually super old, or like he's for whatever reason super interested in the English culture and really cares about that. Yeah, and I think when we were in Hiroshima, actually the people really tried to speak English there. It was a bit different, probably because it was Hiroshima, but yeah, I'm also going to talk about Hiroshima, but not today. That's a topic for another time. And yeah, but really, I'm really on the one hand, I'm glad, it's not like this here, because people are actually a bit more like they would be, they're not as, superficial. But then again, sometimes I also wish they were just fucking superficial when they interact with me on a, what do you call it, on a business related end. I mean, it has ups and downs, right? For example, the guy who brings me the parcels, right? The DHL, the parcel delivery man. He's like super nice, right? He's like nice, but he's not like only nice on a professional level, but on a human friendly level. That's something you would probably not find in Japan, because most people in Japan are very superficially friendly, right? But they are friendly, but superficially friendly. And it's not normal to be non-superficially friendly. But here, he's super nice and everything. But from time to time, he's just gonna smoke while bringing inside the apartment building while you bring up the parcel. He doesn't mean bad, right? He doesn't even notice probably that is something you shouldn't do. But otherwise, he's super friendly, always greets you, and greets also the person he thinks is my wife, my girlfriend, right? And yeah, he's really, really nice, right? But it's a different kind of nice than you would find in Japan. And that's something I do appreciate more, right? I do like this kind of nice more than the superficial one in Japan. But then again, on average, unfortunately, that's not the case, right? There are a lot of positive exceptions, but there are also a lot of negative non-exceptions here. Yeah, I don't know how it's in Switzerland, by the way. In Switzerland, the only thing I remember is the insane prices. So for German standards, insane prices, obviously. I had Hörnli mit Kaki, which is my brother lived in in Switzerland. In what is wrong with my brain today? I can't remember the most simple things. The capital of Switzerland. He lives in the capital of Switzerland, which I definitely know the name of, but my brain is fucking stupid at the moment. Yeah, Zurich, right? Exactly. No, it's not Bern, right? Wait, is it Bern? Wait, is it Bern? Oh my god, it's not the capital then. It's Zurich. Is Bern the capital of Switzerland? See, my knowledge is really fucked today. He lives in Zurich, which is maybe not the capital. Is it really Bern, really? I mean, I'm glad I remember sometimes that Berlin is the capital of Germany. Because it's so fucking relevant to my life that I couldn't care less. It's true, right? Who gives a shit, actually? I would, if I'm honest, of all the countries in the world, I know the capital of so little. You know, I know so little about the names of things that I actually... I don't give a shit, right? My brain's not full of stuff I could look up on Google Maps, but then again, Bern is the de facto capital. We don't have a constitutional capital. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, but he was in Zurich, basically. And it was really nice, really expensive, and yeah, it was like hashed meat, I think, with with kaki was hashed meat with noodles and how do you call it in English? Apple jam, maybe? I don't know if you call it apple jam, but basically, yeah. So it was apple, meat, and noodles combined, and it tastes super good, and it's a meal we make regularly since then. Yeah, you know, there was a time where I actually gave more shits about general knowledge. That was the time before the internet and Google search and Wikipedia and stuff was invented, because now all this knowledge is just a click away, right? But before, where there was no internet, how valuable was the person that knew a lot, right? It was just like common knowledge was so much more important. I mean, yeah, sure, to a certain degree it's still important, right? But I think understanding concepts and stuff like that is more important these days than actual, like, factual, you know, old school book knowledge, right? All these, all the things basically, which is often used in quiz shows and stuff like that. All that stuff is completely irrelevant these days, since you can just Google it. All you need to know is that the concept of a capital of a country exists, and you can actually Google it, right? And the name of the country would also be kind of nice, but yeah. But yeah, in general, I think since the internet, I really don't value that knowledge all that much. I mean, it's great if people have it for themselves, for whatever reason they think it's great. But I really am glad I don't have a lot of knowledge for that, about that, because it really is irrelevant to me, right? It doesn't really help me at all. And I suck at names anyway, so it's really good that it it's not that relevant anymore. No, I only talked to you because I was an autopilot. Never mind. Yeah, I always have plans, like, for the entirety of the rest of the game, probably. Yeah, and we live in a world where the amount of information that is available to you is, like, by far greater than the amount of knowledge that can be, or information that can be stored in your brain. So yeah, you only want to have relevant and fun stuff in there, right? Mostly stuff that makes you happy. Sometimes less knowledge is a better life. He's taking a shit in front of the... Yeah. Also here in school, no benches everywhere, but there are seats at least in class, so that's fine. And also, interestingly enough, last time in Japan, since we spent a lot of time in Tokyo and Osaka, there were almost no benches, but when we went further down, a lot of shopping malls in general kind of have more benches there, because they found out that people actually like to stick around if they don't have to stand the entire time. Crazy, I know. And that is better for customer retention if you actually give them the opportunity to hang out. And that's why this time around we could sit a little bit more, but in general still not a lot of benches, unfortunately. Did you ever eat what I described, apricorn, the noodles, apple, and meat stuff? It might have been a very strange restaurant we went to, but it seems like it has a different name. I forgot what the normal name is. The Hernie Kaki name was basically... it means something like noodles with shit or something. Well, I only know the Hernie Kaki name, but it's basically like hashed meat, apple jam or whatever you call it, and noodles. These, you know, the Hernie noodles. I don't know what you call them. The crescent moon noodles, which are carved in or whatever you call it. Yeah, I think that's the name where you don't call it weirdly. Yeah, yeah. Did you have that already? And do you like it? It's one of the healthiest food you can eat. I'm just thinking, what am I doing here? All right, we wanted to check for places we can hang out in. Now I'm really curious, since we... Wait, is this the faculty office we can hang out in? See, now I'm super confused. Where exactly can we hang out? Here to the right. The student council room. True. Completely forgot about that one. Yes, I have the Emperor persona. Budagiri. I hope Budagiri is not a dude. But I can't fucking remember, so... Okay, so the Hernie mit Kaki was just a funny wordplay on it, because that's how I got to know the food, and I already was kind of... I found it a funny name. And then I saw the price and I found it slightly less funny, but they wanted fucking 30 fucking euros for it, I think, if you converted it. 30 euros for it, but I can't, man. I mean, maybe it was an expensive restaurant, I don't know, but it might be completely normal, right? But for my German price sentiment, it was very expensive. Yeah, sounds about right, yeah. I mean, Zurich is, I think it's the most expensive city in the world, so makes sense. But if you live there and work there, obviously you're gonna get a bit more money. But also the stories about the reality of people living in a small apartment together with, like, I don't know, a bunch of people they don't know because they can afford rent. Like, unfortunately, also they have a drug problem too. I mean, you know, everything you would expect basically in a normal city. You think it's Geneva, not Zurich? I don't know. It might, you know, it changes over time. But when I checked, the most expensive city in the world is... It's very difficult also to maybe evaluate. Zurich, number 1, tie with Singapore. Why is Singapore so expensive? Then again, all these things, right? You always have to put the relation cost of living to average wages. Everything else doesn't make fucking sense, right? The people could get $1 million a day, and it could be the most expensive city in the world for everybody else, but it would still be fucking cheap. So you have to put everything in relation. 5 out of 10 cities in the list I'm looking at are in Switzerland. Yeah, sure. It makes sense, right? If you have a lot of money to spend, you can also ask for a lot of money. Yeah, it's just, and also Swiss bank accounts are real, so a lot of money is probably also there, so. Yeah. I mean, that's the big advantage is obviously if you like to go on vacation, being Swiss is great, right? Because suddenly everything's fucking cheap. So if you're close to Germany, easy clap. Then you can go to Poland or whatever, easy clap, right? Everything's so fucking cheap. It's like for us going to Poland, right? But obviously if you're at the top, you can go anywhere you want. But yeah, it's really hard to tell actually. You really have to look at how people live in a country to really see if they actually have a lot of money or not. Because a lot of countries seem rich on the surface, but the people are still can't afford anything in the country because it sucks ass. Yeah, so it's really different, and I would definitely check that if I would choose my residency in any country, right? If I had a choice, I would look at it up, but to be honest, there's so many things you can tell just by looking at the numbers. You really, before you move anywhere, I would actually advise anyone to do a longer trip there, even, I mean longer, right? Even 2 weeks usually might be already enough to get a feel for what would be fucking annoying after some time. And I think PewDiePie moved to Japan after doing a 1-month vacation in Japan. And I think the only reason why you would ever do that is because you A, have a fuck ton of money, and B, your workspace is not going to be related to the Japanese workspace, right? If you're a super successful YouTuber and you have a fuck ton of money, you can live wherever you want, and why not live in Japan for a while if you don't have to work there, right? Would I choose it if I had a fuck ton of money? I mean, if I had a fuck ton of money, why not, right? Just pay someone to get your stuff over there, stay there for a year, chill out. If you're bored of it, you just go to another country, right? If you have a lot of money, why not, right? But if you're not like that, I would definitely advise to actually research the, especially work environment and stuff like that a little bit more. Yeah. But actually, I don't know much about PewDiePie, and it has some controversies, obviously, because he's a huge YouTuber, and also probably said some things which weren't okay, but you know, fucking happens. And on average, the stuff I've seen from him seems to be okay-ish, you know. Nothing I would say is bad or so, but it's just like, it's not my demography, right? It's not nothing I care about when watching content creator too much. So it's like I also don't watch what's the other guy, the Markiplier or whatever. Just the games he plays and the way he plays is not interesting to me, right? It's nothing I care about. But everybody has a different taste, and obviously they have a very good mainstream appeal, so more props to them in that regard. Yeah, the only thing I know is he moved to Japan because I was curious when Mr. Beast actually met him in Japan. I was like, why does he meet PewDiePie in Japan? That doesn't make fucking sense to me, right? Like, he's not gonna come just to Japan for a video. Maybe it was on vacation or something, and then basically I found out that he moved there. That's the only thing why I even got interested in it. Mr. Beast, I mean, Mr. Beast videos, to be honest, it's always easy to say, right? But I think Mr. Beast's videos work because he and his friends are the way they are, and because the premise basically was pretty new and interesting, right? A lot of clickbaity, non-clickbaity stuff, basically. And yeah, I think, you know, the videos are fun and interesting to watch in a way that, you know, they're very shallow in a way, but very fun. But for example, if I would compare Mr. Beast to Mark Rober, I would definitely rather watch more Mark Rober because you can actually learn something there. And Mr. Beast is more like, you know, it's like brain off, entertainment on, but yeah. But it has been pretty recently that I watched more of Mr. Beast, right? I watched him all at the start. Obviously, the videos were pretty viral. And yeah, you're going to sleep right now. Me too, that's perfect. After this encounter here, we're going to sleep. Wait, did we fucking hang out with him? Oh my god, fuck me. Yeah, but I hope you sleep well, and I probably am gonna stream a lot tomorrow just to make progress on this game. It's gonna be so tight, right? This game for sure is gonna run in parallel with another game pretty soon, and the problem is there are a lot of games that I would like to play, and yeah, so I'm really gonna try to advance this one quite a bit, so we definitely make progress on it. And I really need to shut the fuck up and play the game. That's the number one thing I need to do. And also, yeah. Well, what games are we gonna play soon? Like I said, Helldiver probably on stream. Could also happen that it's more off stream. Then what other game are we gonna play? Yeah, that's a perfect idea. If you want to have people that don't give a shit anymore. No, but seriously, Helldiver, Horizon Forbidden West, not Forbidden West, Horizon 2, whatever. I don't know what the fuck it's called actually. Horizon 2 basically. Dragons, Dogma, well, Horizon for sure, Helldiver also for sure, quote unquote for sure, already on the game, right? But Dragon's Dogma 2, actually only if the game's good, right? If the game's trash, I'm not gonna bother, who gives a shit, right? But if the game's good, I mean, why not? It's real-time action combat in a nice setting and pretty unique too, gameplay-wise, so why not, right? But then again, we also have Alan Wake 2 to finish, the Avatar game that looks pretty cool. Man, I just play too much Balatro. All my free time. We could have finished Persona 3 in the time I played Balatro, man. Insane. Balatro, I don't know how you pronounce that game. I'm glad I already know what it's called. Okay, wait. Nothing serious. Does this guy look like somebody who wants to abolish them? I think nobody would join the student council and look like him if he doesn't want to have them abolished, right? But that might just be the game debating us. Yeah, I knew it. He's a fucking piece of shit. You know, the thing is, he's absolutely fucking right about that. I mean, him. That doesn't mean school uniforms are cool or anything, but I do think they have, from a societal perspective, a huge upside, right? If you don't look at the individual but the entirety, they really accomplish a lot of things you want to have for people to work as machines, and since that is the goal of every state, right? You always think about which point of view has which interest, right? In what is at stake for the individuals, and the state's goal isn't necessarily to create people that are happy and, you know, individuals which are creative, whatever. The goal is to create people that can work, get them more money. Yeah, that's basically it, right? It's like politics is like capitalism with the asterisk that you have to make people believe that it's not capitalism. So, in a way, you want to have people do their job, be diligent, you know, not annoy other people, etc., etc. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I have zero interest in you. Which is good because you're a dude. What did he get? Student council. Oh god, I really hope it was a girl. Well, isn't the other girl here too? Okay, this looks so cool and all that, by the way, because everything's black, only the clock fingers. I think his fingers are on screen. Yeah, I don't know why he does that from time to time. Maybe there is actually a connection issue with my controller, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the new Elite controller, to be honest. I never had a really good controller, so I don't miss it really, because this is the best one I ever had so far, but I'm pretty sure the Elite is going to be a little bit nicer in some games. The new one. But I'm really looking for Hall effect controllers because, let's be real, seeing every fucking pro player in Apex play with 0 dead zones and they all have controller drift permanently is so fucking AIDS, man. I can't, man. You know, I get they want to lower the reaction time, but just get a fucking Hall effect controller if you want to have that. And even though, I mean, if you put the dead zone to almost 0, I actually don't know if a Hall effect control would even help there, because there is still some kind of physical wiggle on the stick, right? And if you want to minimize input lag, you're gonna have to want to have the wiggle as small as possible. But yeah, a small dead zone on Hall effect versus a small dead zone on traditional controller sticks. I don't even know where you could go lower without having drift, because of course on Hall effect you can also have drift. Just you are in control if there is drift or not. So yeah, I'm kind of curious because it's so annoying to watch people play on controller with controller drift. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know. I'm at a dead end, so I actually don't know. See, I don't know. Can we go further? Can we not? Because the thing is, I could save and find out, but... Yeah, okay, you're all talking, yeah, deadline's coming up, bla bla bla. Ich hab doch gesagt, ich geh gleich ins Bett. Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do here quickly is save the game. And now we're gonna go into Tartarus and just see if we can make progress, but we're gonna quit the game without saving. Yeah, so basically where we're gonna go is go in, and then we're done for today with the stream. Okay, so all we're gonna do here, since we don't care about anything, is we're gonna go to the 21st floor. Wait, am I imagining things? Wait, am I stupid? No, wait, it's still blocked, right? Yeah. Yeah, see? We can't progress, so there's no reason to go in here. Okay, nice. You're right, we also have a rewind function, probably so you don't get stuck. Yeah. It's always cool when a black screen is there for transition and there is no backlight. It's just black. But as always, thank you a lot for watching, and thank you again, even though you're sleeping now, for the subscription, Apricorn, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Persona. Maybe even a little bit of Helldiver. The thing is, I'm kind of on the fence playing Helldiver with randoms, because I think my level is going to be high, and when I then play with Janine or whatever, although she won't have time for the competition, I think, I'm going to be high level and maybe it's going to be boring or whatever, but then again, I also kind of want to play it because there's still a lot of people playing it, so you can easily get into it. Yeah, so far I did the tutorial in settings, so it would be easy to get into. Also, the game doesn't have any DLSS implementation. That will be very interesting to see, because I really kind of banked on the DLSS aspect for getting 4K display, because I really don't want to play native 4K in most games. So, I mean, that's not even true. Since I have a good PC, I can play native 4K in a lot of games, but especially shooters, I don't want to. Yeah, the main downside of Helldivers at the moment is the mouse smoothing that's going on. If you turn it off, it stutters like crazy. If you turn it on, it actually is way better, but it has smoothing, which is not good because it adds latency and makes it more difficult to control. But at high FPS, it doesn't matter too much. But still, okay, whatever. As always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I think now that we're back, streaming is probably going to be pretty regular, but I don't know exactly how long every day and when exactly we're going to stream, right? So it's going to be a bit more, you know, here and there, right? But it's going to be definitely not a month from now. It's going to be tomorrow, and we're going to play a lot of Persona 3. My goal is definitely to beat the game, of course, out of the Game Pass especially. And wait, the Persona 3 expansion pass. But now I'm kind of curious. It's $34.99, which is actually crazy. They added a DLC for Persona, which is 35 euros. That's fucking crazy. I knew about it, but is it in Game Pass? That would really be interesting. Can now grab the complete. Yeah, but what do I have to do here? No, I don't want to buy it. I just want to know if it's in the Game Pass. I mean, I'll always also argue that having expansion passes is smart if you are in Game Pass, because you can basically get people to play and then cash in anyway. Yeah, but can I? Wait, get for free with Ultimate. Yeah, but not for me. Wait, is it already over? Seriously? Wait, I can only buy it. Wait. Yes. No, I'm just joking. You know what? I'm gonna check that after. But I thought it's free, but maybe it isn't. Sad. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and maybe we will have the expansion pass, which is irrelevant, I guess, at the moment. But it would be kind of not so cool if it was only free for a week, because then I would have missed it for no reason. I could have just logged in and gotten it. I didn't know that. But whatever. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice night, evening, day, wherever you are. Bye bye.